Okay, so I basically have to do this. Ever since the 1.19 previews have been coming out, people keep talking about how Sculk is a game changer because now you can build Afk Xp farms. All you need to do is build your mob farm like you normally do, and then you add Sculk down at the bottom of it, so that instead of being softened up by a drop and then you kill them with one hit, the mobs die when they hit the ground and create Sculk. And then you use a stone generator and a line of pistons to push new stone in and push the Sculk out of the way. And then that Sculk, see, if you break Sculk with TNT, it doesn't drop the experience. So you have to put up a wither cage, and you have to have the wither standing there, and you have to use a special redstone mechanism to damage the wither, and then the wither will blow up the Sculk, and then you can collect the experience. That is way too much effort to go through for something that you can do in 1.18.1 right now, which is build an Afk Xp Farm. And I'm going to talk a little bit about why this whole XP farm, this whole Afk Xp Farm thing is stupid in the first place. The Sculk variety, just number one on the face of it, the amount of work that you need to do to produce this Afk Sculk farm is just, it's insane. Okay, it takes way too long, and on top of taking way too long, you need all of these endgame resources. The primary component of this, without which you cannot build a Sculk XP farm, is you must have a Sculk catalyst, which means you must find an ancient city. I'm not going to say it's harder to find an ancient city, but right now all you have to do is find a skeleton spawner. And you know, there's other stuff that you could do. There's another Afk farm design that actually works really well, and you build it in the Nether. It's basically it's a Ziglin farm where you get the zombified piglins, you get them to spawn and chase after a turtle egg. Which, in order to get a turtle egg, you have to find some turtles, and you have to breed them, and you have to use a silk touch tool to pick up the egg. And so you know you can't do this at all until you have silk touch, but that farm design is more resource intensive than the one I'm talking about here with the skeleton spawner, because the only thing you need for this one is you need some iron and you need some dogs. That's it. Iron and dogs. And in order to get dogs, you're going to need to get some bones. But lucky you had to find a skeleton spawner. So you could probably get some bones out of that if you try. And but yeah, it's relatively simple, and what we're looking at right here is me caving and trying to find a skeleton spawner, because it's not trivial. I mean, this is running at about 10 to 12 times normal speed, so you can see me having to fight all of these different mobs, and this is me with endgame gear, so the fighting is a lot easier, and the searching is made simpler by having Xarrow's minimap mod, which at a couple of points I used to go, I'm at the end of this cave, but there's another cave just right through that wall, so I'm going to tunnel through that wall to get to the next part of the cave, and that's an important process. The really fun part on this one is I kind of got annoyed at the end of this first video, and there's going to be like a quick cut to another video, but I got annoyed because I ran out of coal. I did not bring enough coal. So I had to try and figure out a new way to get more coal, and what I did was I said, hey, I'll bet I've got some saplings hidden in one of my shulker boxes. There I went digging through into another cave. And I checked in my shulker boxes, and I went, yeah, I do have some dirt, and I have some shulker boxes. I have some saplings in my shulker boxes, and they're dark oak, but that's fine. I use dark oak, and I'll grow myself a tree. And then I I did something really amazingly stupid, and I think this is actually right near where I do it, but I broke my ender chest with a non-silk touch pickaxe. And when you do that, the ender chest breaks into just obsidian. And I didn't have any ender pearls, let alone eyes of ender with me. So I'm stuck in the middle of nowhere, and I have no way to get back into my ender chest. And right here, I discovered that I actually had only 3 dirt. So I had to go hunting back to where I found the dirt, and I had to grab it, and I had to come back over to the area and plant that, throw some bone meal on it. And that was all I could do, because unfortunately, I did that, and then I tried to do it again, and I ran out of bone meal. So because I didn't really have an additional source of bone meal, I didn't bother trying that any further. So I just kind of smelted things down. I did what I could with what charcoal I had. And that was very frustrating. It's very annoying. I run into stuff like this all the time when I'm caving. I don't enjoy caving. It's not a fun process for me. But this whole thing, and that was like the biggest drama in the whole situation. And you can see here I've finally found my skeleton spawner, which I had that crisis. If I hadn't resolved that crisis, I wouldn't have found the spawner. But having found it, I now have to make a path back. And you get to kind of sort of watch that process where I'm going through and going, can I find my way back to where I came in? And once I could find my way back to where I came in, can I find my way back to the spawner? And having found my way back to the spawner, you know, can I just find my way out of here and find my way back? And I use glowstone to kind of mark a path, so I'm able to do that. And I will go back and forth over this path multiple times once I'm finished building it, which is like the majority of what's going on here. I'm just starting from the spawner and figuring out how to get back to where I came in, or at least back to my base, which I'm using the mini-map to do, of course, and I'm also using the general awareness of, I know my main nether portal is at 1200 minus 1200. So here I'm just kind of building that path back. This is the hardest part. This part right here is the hardest part, and then we've got a little time that I spend shoring up that path and making sure that it's reliable, and then I clear out the area near the spawner so that I can get started building, and that takes an extensive period of time. We're like 10 minutes from the end of that. But once you clear out that area around the spawner, all you really need to do is you build your standard mob spawner where the mobs come out of the spawner, and having come out of the spawner, they proceed to go into a water elevator, fall into a drop shaft, and be reduced down to about half a heart of health. Once they're reduced down to that, because they're skeletons, well, wolves will attack skeletons. But skeletons won't attack wolves until the wolves attack them. So I can put some dogs down there. I can tame some wolves and put the tamed dogs at the bottom, and when the skeletons fall down, the wolves will attack them. The skeletons will instantly die, and they will never attack the dogs. So then what I end up with is the tamed wolves have now attacked the skeleton and killed it, and it drops experience, and I just need to be standing there. And this is much easier than building a chamber with a wither trapped in it, or building a TNT duper to blow up the sculk, which doesn't actually work, or standing there with your hoe trying to break the sculk. Standing there with your hoe and breaking the sculk just like really doesn't work. I've now found my way back to my base, by the way. That's this water elevator. There's my base. I can now collect a new ender chest and put all of my stuff away and manage all of my crap, and then go and make sure that I can find my way back. That's what I'm confirming here. Can I get back to where I was? Can I follow the path? And you'll probably see me get lost a number of times because I'm terrible at caving. I really am terrible at it. And here I am just kind of going through and figuring out where am I, and I'll go through the same area like 4 or 5 times going, I know there's a path here, but where the fuck is it? I don't know. And as I go through and figure this stuff out, you know, I'll eventually end up back at the spawner, and then I'll shore that up, having clarified here that I can make my way back to the spawner, that I do know the way back to the spawner. Then from here, which is where I have to pillar up, there's the spawner. I turn around, I go back, and I go back down, and I make my way back to the base. And here I'm shoring up the path. I know the path is here, I just want to make sure it's better marked. So I'm going to place a little bit more glowstone, so whenever I'm at one piece of glowstone, I can see the next one and make it to the next stage of the path, which is really all you need to do. In the absence of glowstone, all you have to do is put a block with a torch on it. But there are a couple of occasions during this, I don't know if it really scans or reads, there are a couple of occasions where a creeper blows shit up. and I have to figure out where the glowstone was and put it back. And I got lucky, the glowstone didn't actually get destroyed. But here I am making my way back, and here's my bridge over the chasm, and that is my way back to the base. And then from there, I move on to shoring everything up and cleaning everything out. And here is where things get interesting, because I'm going to make the path wider, and I'm going to go through and make sure everything's lit up. And after making sure everything's lit up, I'm going to shore up the area a bit more and make sure that the path is nice and easy to follow. It's like right here, I'm going to scoot on down here, and I'm going to widen out that path and come down to this area. So we're going to make this 2 wide instead of just 1 wide, and I'm going to have to dig through a pillar at one point right there. And then I make it wider down along here, and I take it all the way down to the area where I get to go to the actual spawner. But once I have really looked around and figured everything out, you can see me walking past diamonds. I don't fucking give a shit. I have so many goddamn diamonds, it doesn't matter. But you can see me running around through here and just ignoring all of the resources, ignoring literally everything except exploring the area to get to what I'm trying to do. And I do some looking around here to try and figure out where I am. I get lost a couple of times, which I think I've already mentioned. But eventually I get around to the point where I get back to the spawner. Yeah, here I am. I'm lost. I don't know where I am. I'm walking through the same area repeatedly. There's at least one slime chunk in here. These caves are huge. I'm blown away by the cave generation. I mean, compared to everything else. Oh yeah, this is a spot where I was down by one glowstone cube and I couldn't see the other one. So I'm literally running around just trying to clear the space around this glowstone cube so I'll be able to see it from the previous one. See here, I could see it from there, but from over here, I couldn't see the one that I started from. So I'm gonna come over. I'm gonna grab the stuff that's in the chests, and once I grab the stuff that's in the chests and I put it away in my shulker boxes, then I'm gonna get started. I think, do I get started immediately? Yeah, I get started clearing out the space around the spawner to make room for what I'm going to do, which I'll talk about in more detail once I actually get there. But the whole notion here that Sculk is a game changer. Sculk is not changing much of anything. It's not really that useful. It doesn't alter the semantics of the game. It doesn't alter the way that you play. It doesn't make anything easier. It doesn't make anything significantly better. It's kind of flavor more than anything. And while you could make an Afk Xp Farm with it, there are already easier ways to make an Afk Xp Farm. So because there are already ways to make an Afk Xp Farm, and you can see me in here just kind of digging through and putting everything in place and making sure everything's cleared out. And I do at this point start collecting the resources that are embedded in the walls once I finish shoring up the immediate wall area. And here there's a lot of stopping and staring because I'm counting things off and figuring out where things need to be and moving stuff around, and I think I still need to do a little of that, actually. But once I establish that, yeah, this is the right place, I dig a room up at the top. First I dig it in the wrong place, and then I have to fill it back in and dig it again. But I dig a little room up at the top, and I build a nether portal in there. So I will be able to get to and from this area quickly and easily. And I won't even need the path through the cave. I don't even need to go to the cave. The cave is irrelevant at this point. But first, I fill everything in. I get the deep slate in place. I get everything nice and pretty. I make the walls look good. I make the ceiling look good. I make the whole place look good. What are you talking about? I always make the place look good. And once I've gone through and collected all of that and taken care of all of that, then I start counting off where the portal needs to be. And here, I think I do a staircase at this point. Yeah. I do a staircase so I don't have to keep pillaring up from over there. But of course, I'm going to make this path irrelevant, so this is vaguely worthless. It has now become a path back into the cave so I can go and pillage it for resources later. Because caving is useful. It's a good place to get resources. But in these last couple of minutes, I think we've got like 2 minutes of time lapse left, something like that. I'm going to build a staircase up here, and then I'm going to build a nether portal. And after building the nether portal, I'm going to build some paths to the nether portal. And then between this and the actual gameplay you're about to see, because I am going to jump in here and do like actual fucking gameplay. Between this and the actual gameplay, I did have to run off and collect some docks. And here's where my nether portal is going to go. I'm standing there looking at the coordinates and doing maths, and there it is. I'm going to light it up, but I can't use it. I have to go to where the nether portal belongs first and put up the nether portal there. So it will definitely link up where I want it to link up. So I make my way back. And once I get back over here, I no longer need this pathway. So all that work I did building this pathway, that's fucking wasted. I don't need it. It's not necessary. I'm going to jump through into the nether. I'm going to stay on the nether roof. I'm going to find the area where my portal goes. I'm going to build the portal there. And once it's built, I'm going to light it up, go through it, and make sure that it works. Then I'm going to block off the back side of it, and I'm going to start thinking about making a path. And I wander back and forth, and I count stuff, and I think about stuff, and I figure out what I'm going to build it out of. And we're going to use deep slate slabs, so I do that. And then that's just what I do, is just put up the deep slate slabs, leading back to the portal, and that's all I need. Once I'm done with that, I just make sure it goes there. I make sure that everything is spawn-proofed, and there we have it. We have the final setup, with the exception of I did have to go and get some dogs. So let's talk a little bit about having to go and get some dogs. Now, if I pull up my map, which you'll actually see here now, and I zoom out, and you'll see that over here in the distance, now, where exactly is it? It's somewhere around here. There it is. Right here, you see this? This is my drowned farm, if you'll recall. And since I have a drowned farm, and I have a minecart that leads to that drowned farm in the nether, the important part of this is, let me scroll back over to where it was. Important part is right here, this taiga biome. This taiga biome is the kind of place that wolves spawn. So that's the place that I wanted to go to get wolves, since it's a likely place for them to show up. And all I have to do is come over here, which is easy enough. Because, you know, over here is just right over here. And by building a worthwhile hub and having the signs on everything, I can jump through my portal. And I can go, okay, there's a stronghold, and there's the drowned farm minecart. I'm going to jump in the minecart. I'm going to push the button, and it's going to take me over to where the drowned farm is. Now, there's only one problem, and that problem is that the portal to the drowned farm is up in the goddamn sky. Which is rather an issue. You can see that I've added some prismarine brick around here to safe up the area and keep ghasts from shooting at me. This also means no more target practice, though, which is less than ideal. But I jumped through here into the drowned farm, and here I am. Now I am in a good location to somehow get down and start looking for wolves. And that's simple enough, because all I got to do is come over here. I walk up on the edge here. I walk over the side, because if you recall, all of this is over the river, and because all of this is over the river, if I just walk over the edge, I will fall directly into the water. And I will take no damage. It will be no problem. I do still have a minor problem. That minor problem is, how do I get back up to the Nether portal? What a difficult problem. But anyway, here I am way out here, and all I have to do is I can exploit the way that wolves work. And the way that wolves work is, when you find a wolf, and you know, this is actually an even easier thing that I can do, is I can just grab the resources and make myself another portal. Wow, I actually already had enough resources for another portal, and I didn't need to do this at all. Okay. Regardless, I now have the resources for another portal. I do have a flint and steel, right? Yeah, okay. We cool. So all I have to do is get a sufficient distance away from that bit right there, so that the new portal is farther away than the previous portal. And I also need some wow, I have nothing. I need to collect some bones. I don't have any bones. Well, it doesn't matter. I don't actually need to collect any dogs. But if you look around, you can eventually find some dogs. I'll grab a bed because it's going to get dark here, and I'm going to need to sleep. But actually, I should let it get dark so I can shoot some skeletons and collect some bones, and then I'll actually be able to get myself a dog. And then I can show you how to move dogs around. It's kind of a pain. But I do want to demonstrate it after I move the dogs out. I was like, damn it, I should have demonstrated how to move dogs. Now, there are a couple of ways to do this. One of them is to build the off-axis Nether portal. But I actually think, there we go. There's a couple of bones. I'm going to put my looting sword in my other hand. This is a trick that I always forget to use. iCraft MC reminded me of this trick. And I've been linking his channel in my description, so yeah, go have a look at his channel. It's a good channel. He does some good videos. I'm doing all of these Let's Plays. He's doing tips videos. We do very different kinds of stuff. Although that'll probably change. He's been doing this for he's been doing the Minecraft thing for years. I've only been doing it for a couple of months. And when he started out, he did a bunch of Let's Plays too. So I figure what's going to happen is likely, I mean, I've seen this progression on multiple channels. Essentially what I'll do is I'll do a bunch of Let's Plays, like I'm trying to get 100 of them out before March. And once I've got the 100 Let's Plays out by March, and then on March 1st, I'm going to start a 1.18.2 playthrough, provided they actually release 1.18.2. Where the hell are all the dogs? I don't see any dogs. But once 1.18.2 comes out, we're going to create a brand new world. The seed for that world is going to be Uruharushia because of the Mafu Mafu scandal. And there we go. There is a dog. Now let's see if we can't tame the dog. I have 2 bones. Is that enough? Maybe. Yes, it is enough. And you can see when you give a dog a bone, with a knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone, you can, it automatically tells the dog to have a seat. And where are my torches? There they are. So once the dog is like sitting down, all you have to do now, if you right-click on the dog will stand up and the dog will follow you. Okay, there's another dog. I wonder if I can get another dog. Sometimes it takes more than 1 bone to get a dog, which is fine, but, ow, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to push you. Let's try this again. Hey, where are you going? Yeah, see, the bone just disappears and I do not get a dog. So sometimes you can tame the dog with 1 bone, sometimes you need multiple bones for a dog. You can right-click on the dog to make it sit down, or in my case, you push the left trigger. And you could use dyes to change the color of the dog's collar, which I'm probably not going to do because, number 1, I am not a dog person, but and number 2, there's nobody else on the server. A tamed dog obviously belongs to me. I don't have to worry about what color it is. So dogs will try to follow you if you are within 10 blocks, and if you are more than 10 blocks away, like if you are more than 12 blocks away, I think it is, the dog will try to teleport to you. So like if you run, like if I run off in some direction, then the dog will just like teleport over here. So if I actually run over here to the side, see, there's the dog, and if we keep an eye on the dog, if I move far enough away from it, the dog will teleport over, making no noise, but it will actually show up. Now, because the dog will teleport over, I can just go over to where the portal is up here, and come over here to my drowned farm, and the dog will follow me. You can see him. And he'll try to keep up with me. And if anything attacks me, the dog will attack it. Okay? And if the dog kills something, it counts as me killing something. So I get the experience for it. And that is the key to building this AFK experience farm. Okay, so here's the area. Now what I can do is, I can just pillar up there, and that will work just fine. And the dog will be stuck down here, but the dog will pillar up. The dog will teleport upward to get to me. Or what I can do is I can play this particular little trick. I can get close to where the portal is, like right here. All right? and go, hey, here's the portal area, right over in here. You can see I'm right underneath of it pretty much. Now, if I trigger home and teleport back to my home, that will unload the chunks where the dog is. And because it's unloaded the chunks where the dog is no longer being processed. The dog's been tossed out of memory. And because the dog's tossed out of memory, the dog cannot teleport to me. But if I go back to those chunks, in other words, if I head back into the Nether and I go back to my drowned farm, which I now can't do because I don't have a minecart. Well, I can actually just get another minecart. That's simple enough. If I just come in here and get myself some iron so I can build another minecart, then I can take a minecart with me and I can use that minecart to get back to that Nether portal. But once those chunks are loaded again, as in once I go back into the overworld with... Once I go back into the overworld, I've only got 2 iron ingots? Really? I've only got 6 iron nuggets? That is ridiculous. That's ridiculous. So I just jump on down here because I got my feather falling boots and I got regeneration. Everything's cool. I'll come over here and go, yeah, let me grab those iron ingots. Also, let me grab those poppies. You know what? I'm going to go ahead, well, hey. Make all of the blocks of iron I can. That still leaves me with 5. Okay, and that'll give me a minecart. So that's all I need. I'm cool with that. Oh, wait. I need a substantial quantity of iron once I actually get started on this process. Okay, so I'm going to bring 7 blocks of iron. I only need like half a stack. This is way too much. But we're going to run over here. We're already half an hour in because of all the goddamn time lapse. But imagine if you had to watch all of that, because it's like that was my entire fucking day yesterday. Okay? And then today I just sat around going, I don't want to make this video. This is out of band. I didn't want to do this. I don't like saying, hey, all of these people that are building this stuff, they're stupid. I mean, they're not stupid. They're building something cool. But the thing that they're building, if you build one for yourself, that's stupid. It's a waste of resources. You do not need this many resources for an AFK experience farm. You do not need to wait till that late game to build one. It's not as efficient as the farm I'm about to build. And just all of these things considered, you know, you put all of the different pieces together. It's a bad idea to build one of these AFK Sculk XP farms from a game perspective. From a project perspective, from a theoretical perspective, if you want to know how these things work, if you want to understand how to build this kind of farm, if you want to know how an AFK farm would be built using Sculk, regardless of how the mechanics work, is it smart? Is it a good use of your resources? What if you're fucking rich? I'm fucking rich. You know, what if you want to practice the redstone? What if you want to get the timing right on this? What if you want to build the movable wither cage? And you can see as soon as my chunks load, the dog teleports to me. Okay? So now at this point, I got to try and get the fucking dog into the portal. Which you just kind of shove him around, but it's not going to work unless you have at least 1 slab of some sort, which I don't, because I'm an idiot. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to grab a stair block. And I'm going to put that stair block down. Now, typically I put slabs in front of my portals. I did not do that this time. Oh, these are slabs. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to this slab right here. I'm going to put that in front of the portal, and what I need to do is I need to push the dog up onto it, because it's not going to follow me through the portal, and I need to push the dog through the portal. Then I'll grab the slab back, and I'll take it back and put it where it was. I will come back here at some point in the future and put slabs. No, I won't. I'm completely full of shit. I'm not going to do that, in all likelihood. That's not something I'm going to do, because I don't anticipate doing this again. But anyway, once you've got your dog pushed through the portal, at this point, all you have to do is go into the portal, and when you go in, your dog will be sitting down on the other side of the portal, and if you're lucky, it will be far enough forward that you can tell it to get back up. And then you can just get back in your minecart and off you go, and you can watch the dog teleport to get closer to you. I hope I haven't gotten too far away for him to get to me. I don't think I am, but... Now that I've buggered off in the minecart, the dog should teleport over, and he's not teleporting over. Okay. We'll walk. We will walk over here. Is that him? There he is. Got close enough. He's here. And now we have to do the same thing again on this new area where... Do I have... do I have slabs on this portal so we can get in there? I don't know. I do. Okay, we're fine. Okay. So come on over here. He'll follow. Sit down. I just gave him some food. He's happy, but it wasn't necessary. You can give the dogs food to heal them. Now I walk back through here. And I tell my dog to get up. And I can walk on over here. So I can just walk my dog on over to this area. There's my torches and to my offhand. Just walk back over. We got another day that's gone by, and here is... I can hear the dog barking. Dogs barking is one of my least favorite noises in the world, which is why I'm not really a dog person. I don't really tame dogs or do anything with dogs. So, hey you. All right, fine. Have a seat. And I'll push you over here. Now I want to push him through this nether portal over here. Sneaking can help push the dog around. And you can see this dog is recalcitrant and does not want to go into the portal again. Cut it the fuck out, dog. Go through the portal. Now I'll go through the portal. And I'll tell the dog to get up. And I will walk over here where I've got my passage. I've got my pathway built over here to the other Nether portal, and I just walk over here, and I will walk on out. I will walk on out of this portal, and I will be right next to my skeleton spawner, and there will already be 3 dogs here. So I'll have this dog here, and I'll push him on through into this area, and then I'll go through, and when I go through, you can see that I've already got 3 dogs over here. I'll leave this dog over here, and I'll tell him to have a seat. Now, let's talk about how we actually build this particular farm. Right here, we're going to, I mean, this is a pretty standard mob farm right here. So, we're going to have a water line back here in the back. You've already seen that with the spider spawner. And that water line is going to come up here right to the edge, but not over. And then we're going to have a water stream on either side. It's going to push in this direction, and then they're going to flow inward. And when they flow inward, they're going to flow inward 1 block, and then we're going to have a pressure plate right here. Okay? And then from that pressure plate, they're going to go onto, they will be pushed onto a piece of soul sand. That will be a water elevator, and that water elevator will push them up and across 2 blocks, it needs to be 2, to this space right here. And this space is where everything is going to land. Everything is going to land right here, and we're going to have a dog in this space. Damn it, getting cobbled deep slate and not regular deep slate. Okay. So we're going to have a dog in that space, and we're going to have a dog in that space right there. And in order to get the wolves and the dogs into the appropriate spots, what we are going to do, oh, damn it. Okay, which side? You know, I want it on this side because there are no torches here. So let's. We'll clear out a space here for the primary purpose of gathering resources to build this shit. Sure to use the Silk Touch pickaxe. Now we'll shore this up because we also want to get this stairway back in order. So we're just going to dig out this space. And I am once again collecting cobbled deep slate instead of regular deep slate, which is fine. I'll just use it over here. So we'll fill in that space there. And we'll fill in... And we'll fill in any other spaces we come across. So I was going to make my way down here. And I'm going to need... Hey! All right. Now... That's about right. And now we're going to come down here, and these need to be cobbled deep slate stairs, don't they? They sure do. And how much cobbled deep slate have I got? Not very much. So I'm going to need 30 cobbled deep slate, and I've only got 2. All right, 41, that's good enough. So now we grab our crafting table and we put our crafting table down and we go, okay, cobble deep slate stairs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, for a total of 20 stairs. And that should do it. All right. I'll grab those 2 right there, and here we are. Now, I would like this to be 3 tall instead of just 2 tall. So let's do that with the let's do that with the regular deep slate. And we'll make our way down here, and that will give us all of the resources we need, I think. Okay, so here's the first and most important thing that we need to be aware of as we put our dogs into place. Okay. Here's our soul sand, so this right here, that is our water column, okay? And we want a block between our wolf and the water column. I mean, duh, because otherwise otherwise the water column is going to leak out onto the wolf. So we can't have that. I'm going to take a look here. This is 1384, 682. It's 1384. We want to go 2 farther. We're going to fill this in. This is just an access path. There's 2, back wall. There's the back wall. There's the side wall. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this right here should be the center. Okay, it is the center. I was only off by 1 on my initial. I've got some deep slate that is improperly set on that floor. There's some more. It doesn't actually matter, but I sure would like to get it in place. Now, the only thing I need to worry about here is that I have this access path that leads back around here to the back, so I can put the water across this area. So I need to be able to reach that back corner there. Huh. And here's a little space in the back there. Okay. So that is going to give me what I need, and I need to be able to reach that 3, 5, 7, and I need to be able to reach number 9, so all right. So we'll be able to reach it from there. Actually, we'll be able to reach it from here. 3. So I'll be able to reach 1, 2, and 3 from there. That's fine. And then from here, I'll be able to reach 5 and 7. And then from here, I'll be able to reach 7 and 9. So let's shore up this space here. So we got a space there, and we got a space here, and we got a space here. And that is sufficient access to fill in the back wall, which is what we need. We need that access pathway, and then we'll fill it back in on our way out. So we'll fill that back in on our way out, and we'll come back through all of this, and we'll just stack deep slate up through there. And now what we need to do is build the area for our water elevator. Well, first of all, have I got any actual stone? I don't see any. I need to make. Wait, have I got cobblestone? I've got cobblestone. Cobblestone works. Well, cobblestone works as long as I have something that burns, which I don't because I'm an idiot and I did not bring any charcoal or anything. But that's fine. Blip. Quick, simple, easy access. And we head back to the base. And we're going to get started building our water elevator, which means I'm going to need to bring about a half a stack of kelp. I've got 2 buckets of water. Should probably bring a 3rd bucket of water. I usually have a 3rd bucket with me. Where is it? I probably picked up some. I probably picked up some lava in it and then stuffed it in a chest back at the main base. Okay, so we're gonna boogie on back over here, run downstairs, And here we will, first of all, where's my bucket? Where's my bucket? Is there a bucket in there? No bucket in there. Is there a bucket in here? No bucket in here. A bucket there? Yes, bucket of lava. Yep, that's what happened. I grabbed some lava. And that's exactly what happened. So I do not have an empty bucket. I will need a third empty bucket. Actually, I need a fourth empty bucket, I think. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to get 2 more buckets, and I'm going to take those buckets down to the... Those are planks. Have I got a stack of wood somewhere? Got a half a stack of wood. I got another half a stack of wood. I did have some charcoal with me. Duh. Kept some in the ender chest because I just went, that is a good idea to keep some around. Okay, so let's first of all grab some water. And then we'll head back over to our mob farm. Our new Afk experience farm. And this is getting close to the hour mark. This is taking longer than I expected. But we're just going to go ahead and run straight through this. The episode will run long, but that's fine. So we're going to run through into here, and once we get through into here, I'm going to head over to the Nether portal, which you can almost see from the first Nether portal. I mean, it's not that far, really. That's the best thing about traveling through the Nether. That is, you can get long distances very quickly. Okay, so have I got a furnace? I have got a furnace. Okay, so here's my furnace. I'm going to drop that furnace. I'm going to toss in the 6 cobblestone I've got. I'm going to toss in 1 coal. And I did not bring the kelp because I'm stupid. Okay, here's my ender chest. I'm going to drop my ender chest over here. I'm going to grab out the white shulker box, drop the white shulker box right there, open it up, and I'm going to toss a bunch of this stuff in there so I can get to it again later. Yeah, I don't need the minecart right now. Okay. And now I got to go back and get, I need at least 1 piece of soul sand. And I need about a half a stack of kelp. And I'll make a slip while I'm over there. So we'll head over here, jump in the portal, and run downstairs. I'm using multi-threaded chunk loading, which sometimes creates blank spots as the chunks load. It's faster overall, but it creates some visual artifacts. Now I need half a stack of kelp. There we go. Right there. Have a stack of kelp. And here's my nether. That's all soil. There we go, soul sand. I need 1 soul sand. And I'm gonna need some rails. And I should also bring some power drills. And a lever so I can power the power drills. There we go. That'll do it. And I need this hopper. And I need at least one chest. But I'll do a double chest, because I like doing double chests. Don't really need a double chest, but I will bring a double chest anyway. Okay, how are we doing here? We got our stone. So let's make our pressure plate. Is really all we needed. And let's grab our white shulker box there. Grab that minecart, and we will need to make 2 more minecarts. Now, we only want 2 minecarts, so there we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up so that, well, I'm going to need some deep slate. Now, the first thing I want to do here is build my, I didn't bring any actual dirt, did I? I did not. Oh, man. There's some dirt nearby. There might be some dirt nearby. I've seen dirt in the general vicinity. Let me just wander around and see if I can find some dirt. I see a lush cave over here. Lush caves frequently have dirt in them. So let's just head over here. There's moss, at least. Looks like this is all just moss. I don't see any dirt right offhand. I'm going to wander around looking for dirt. How incredibly exciting. I wish there was an easy way to create dirt. Dirt is not renewable in Minecraft, and it feels like it should be, doesn't it? Now, I know there was a place that I found a bunch of dirt down here. Okay, I don't feel like wandering around looking for dirt, plus we're over an hour. I may as well just go and head back to my, head back to base. I am incidentally completely lost and have no idea where I am, so I'm just following the glowstone, and that's going to take me back to base. And then I'll use the nether portals to get back, because that'll work. Is that coal? It is. Perfect. All right. Should be like over a stack. Well, close to a stack. That's good. I'll take that. That works. Scoot around this side here. Yeah. Okay, I'm very nearly back at my base, so I may as well just go ahead and head there. All right. Which direction is it? This way? No, it's down, isn't it? It's down this passageway here. Yes. And then here we have this passageway. Which we creep through. The new cave generation is so awesome. It just really is. All right, made it out, and Lush Cave. Over there is the next bit of glowstone, I think. I think I see it. I think it's over here. Yes, there it is. See the glowstone. I see. Okay. That zombie has buggered off and landed in the bottom of the ocean, so I can come back over here. Ah, shit! Okay, that wasn't good. Is there a way to get back up? Can I? I can. There we go. God, that sucked. Okay, where am I? And what am I? There we go. As I'm heading down this passageway. Ah, shit, fuck! What the hell, man? All right. As you can see, this marked out path is useful when I go out caving and get lost. It's a good idea to do that kind of thing. So let's head back to the normal base, which we're here. So we're here. It's just right over here. And we're going to build our water elevator. We got enough stuff. I don't know if I have enough stuff. Have I got enough resources to build my water elevator? Maybe. Maybe I have. Maybe I haven't. Maybe I need more. Doesn't matter. I don't know. Grab some dirt. There we go. Got some dirt. That's all I need. So here I go back. This is the wrong portal. All right. I'm going to run back through here. So what we want is a 24 and 1/2 block drop onto the kill platform. I'm going to start out. Now I've got feather falling boots, so I don't have to worry about falling onto the kill platform. And just put up the end. I do need to have a slab, which I do not have with me. I will have to make one. Yeah. How are we doing over here? We got, I think we got enough. Okay, so that, first of all, needs to be a piece of dirt. And that right there needs to be a pressure plate. And then here we want to take these two buckets and we want to make a water stream there and a water stream there. So that is going to take a skeleton from either one of these two locations and is going to push them along, and it's going to force them into this little passage right here, and it's going to push them up onto the pressure plate. And then just cramming is going to force them over to the side. Now what I could do is I could try to build a system that will continue pushing them, but that is not going to work well. So what I want to do instead is, right in that space I need a sign, and I don't have a sign. I don't have the materials to make a sign because you can't make this shit up. God damn it. Okay, so I've got to go back and get signs. Yeah, let's head back and collect ourselves some signs. Actually, just need the one sign, and honestly, I don't need both of these signs. I can just grab that sign, and it's obvious that leads down to the Nether. So there we go. Grab the sign. Less effort expended. I have some food because I've been sprinting. I don't sprint all that much. And really you shouldn't sprint all that much because it wastes food in like no time at all. Okay, so now I need a sign there. Now this pressure plate will stop the water coming out, and that sign will stop the water coming out. And then we just need the rest of that wall set up. Now, we need to come up here. This is where we are going to so this is where we're going to have our kill floor, right here, and it is going to be these two chests, and I like to put the chests facing backwards. No real reason, just because I like to do it that way. And we will put that there, and we need to give ourselves some space there. You need a block of space over each of your dogs. Only the one block, but I'm going to clear a second block right there, just for right now, so I can walk around in this area. And I'm going to need a... I'm going to need a single slab. So we're going to put this single stone slab right here. Hit shift so we can place it on top of the hopper. And from there, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take and place a little cage around this. No, I don't need that cage, actually. I was going to put a, if you don't have feather falling, you can put a little cage around the slab and waterlog it so you drop into water, but I'm not going to bother with that. All I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. And this is where we have to figure stuff out. Now we're going to go up. Here's where they're going to land. And that's... So we need from this space. From this space, we need 24 blocks. So we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 15. That's 20. That wasn't fun. Okay, so now we've got light all the way up at the top, and we're going to come down here and we're going to pull all of this down to make sure we've got the right height. I'm always paranoid. I double and triple check all of my measurements. Okay, so here's where we're landing, right there. From here, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is where we end up. And we do not want the skeletons popping up in the air, so we want them to stop here, which means I'm going to power that, and here's where, yeah, I need, this is where they come up. They're going to come over to... And then here is where they're going to drop down. This should take us directly down to our This should take us straight down to our ten, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and that's 24 and a half. There we go. So that will be shored up. I'm going to put that right there. And from this point, we're going to and unfortunately, I absolutely need to go get another sign. What? Okay, I've messed something up and I'm not sure what. Is it just that much farther down? I think it's just that much farther down. Yeah, there we go. All right, we're fine. Everything's cool. Unfortunately, I still need to make my way out of here. Yeah, this is a mess. Okay, now I absolutely need to go back and get more signs because I'm stupid. I forget to bring things that I know I need. Not to mention, I don't leave space in my inventory for them. Okay. Well, actually, I don't need the slabs. I don't need the slabs. I've already used the one slab I need. I do not need another one. We'll come over here and go, I don't need the stone, I don't need the stone slabs, and I don't need the tuff or the cobblestone. Yeah, I do, however, need some actual, like, regular deep slate, I think. Do I? No, I don't really. I don't really need some regular deep slate, but I will bring some just in case. And now I come over here, oak signs. There we go. I got 3 of them. I don't need all 3, but I will use a couple of them. In fact, I will use one to put the sign back that says Nether. I may as well. I mean, I had to come back for the signs any fucking way. All right, now what I want to do is I want to dig my way back to the top of this shit. I forgot to put the sign back because I'm a dumbass. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do is come over here. Okay, and right here is where I want a sign. And that's going to stop the water. Hey presto, that's actually exactly what I wanted. So we're going to scoot down here. I'm going to grab the kelp. We're going to so that is actually shored up. There we are. We're through that. Head all the way back down. At the bottom, we walk out. And in this space, we go, okay, soul sand. Come all the way up. And pow! We land right here on our little space. Okay, and that's exactly what we needed. Now, this is where we need to put our doggos in place. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to put a rail leading all the way around here. You go rail, 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 and we're going to do a powered rail here. And we're going to put a switch. Where are my switches? There we go. I'm going to put a lever right there. Turn that on. There's our powered rail. And now I'm going to take a dog. I'm going to lead it over here. Hello. Come over here. Yep. Sit down on the minecart rail just like that. And if I send a minecart through him, it should pick him up. And go all the way around. I should be able to push him over here. And now I can crouch down. And by carefully examining the hitbox, I can take that rail out. And I can block the little fucker in. Right there, like that. So there's the space that he's sitting in, and he's sitting too low. Okay, I fucked that up. I need to have them up one more level. Come on back out of there. Come on. Yeah, there we are. I saw him come scooting over there. So I want them to sit up here. Not down there. All right, that's fine. So I'm going to have to put... I should have kept the damn slabs. There's all the stuff that I dropped right there. Anyway, I'm going to put a slab there. And we're not going to put a slab there. What we are going to do here, however, is we're going to take our minecart rails and we're going to put one there, one there, one there, one there, one there. Pull this torch. Put a torch there instead. And now we're going to do... Damn it, will you get out of there? I need you to get out of there. You know, powered. I'm going to turn that off. Now we're going to have the dog get up. And we're going to try and lead him over here. We want him up on top of the minecart rail. And we're going to try and get him into the minecart. There he is, all the way up there. And we want to come over here and first of all, pull the rail from underneath of it. You can just barely see, you can see the hitbox of that rail being selected. So we're going to grab that rail, we're going to grab that rail and grab that rail. We're going to block him in there. So now we've got one doggo blocked in. And now we just got to do that with two more doggos. So turn off our rails and say, hey doggo, come here. Hey doggo, what you doing? Get your funky little dog butt over here. What are you doing? Sit down. Let's push you onto the minecart rail. And I'm just going to put that there. So that will actually start our minecart moving. Put the minecart. Get him all the way up there where he belongs. Push him all the way over. Okay, I'm having trouble seeing the minecart hitbox there, so I got to pull the slab. Yeah, I'd rather have a cobbled deep slate slab anyway. So we'll put that there. And now we get our third doggo. And it's the same basic process. You know how it works. You tell the doggo to get up. Say, hey doggo, come on over here. Let the doggo come over. Tell the doggo to sit down. And push the doggo onto the rail. Push the doggo on the rail. Grab the minecart. The minecart on. There he is, all the way up. Gonna make sure that's all the way on. We're gonna go bam, bam, And now we just close that up right there. Okay, now it is important that you leave a space above your dogs or they will not attack the skeletons. They need to be able to see the skeletons and meet the skeleton's eye line. The skeletons will not attack them, okay? The dogs are safe until they attack the skeletons. And when they attack, the skeletons will immediately die. So the dogs are just safe constantly. Nothing will hurt your doggos. Everything will be fine. But you do want to seal that up so you don't have the what am I trying to say? So you don't have the skeletons trying to get you. And you can just put that slab right there so you can see all of your dogs. Look, there's all the dogs. Dogs is right there. Yeah, that's perfect. And I am short on water here. So I need to come in here. I'm going to grab, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an infinite water source right here. No. I haven't created that infinite water source. I'm going to grab 1, 2 sources of water. I'm going to block that off, removing the infinite water source. I'm going to pull that back out, and there we have our initial setup. Now I just need to come back over here, pillar my way back up and out. And now I can put my full buckets down here. We're going to start with 1 water bucket there. Then the second water bucket goes here, and we can grab that back because it's an infinite water source. Come back over here, area 5. There's block 5 right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Refill the bucket. 7. Refill the bucket. Go around the side here. 9. Refill the bucket. Refill the bucket. We could, in fact, refill all the buckets, but I only want to refill 2. Now you can see in here, we've still got the torches on the spawner. So we're going to tack on a couple of blocks there to be able to reach, first of all, the one on the side, then the one on that side. We'll pull those down, and we'll close up this passage. And we'll come out here, take that one out, take that one out. Now we're absolutely dark. Close up both of the passages. And now, we just fill in this passage. And it's 1 block too high. Okay, we've got a bit of a problem here. So I need to fix this. And the way to fix this is God damn it. And this is coming up into the middle of the... So we're going to jump up 1, and then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that was great. Okay, so here's my sign. No, that's not where I wanted my sign. That's not what I wanted there. I wanted a sign there. Sign. And what I want to do here is I want to I'm going to block that off, first of all. A simple miscount. And you can see the dogs are killing the skeletons, and the skeletons are dropping the experience. I don't have to do shit. I can stand right over here. I can just stand here. The dogs will do all of the work. Now it just works. All you have to do is wait for the skeletons to spawn, and as the skeletons drop down, the wolves will kill them, and they'll drop the experience, and you'll collect it. Now, it's not necessarily the fastest thing, but it does work. What you are waiting for is you're waiting for the skeletons to push one another off of that platform and go into the space. Like if I put another player here, like if I say player. Spawn. Bam. And I come over here, and there she is. There's Chloe, right here in my game. Fake, because, you know, carpet mod. But she's close enough that the skeletons will spawn, and they'll end up in here. And as these skeletons make their way into the water column, which takes time, they kind of get bound up there, but it's not a big deal. There's only a couple of them, and they do push each other through, and as they push each other through, They will pop up and out, and they will land, and they will drop the experience, which Chloe is picking up instead of me because I am in spectator mode, and we'll remove her from the game. But that's all there is to it. And there you have it. You have your AFK experience point grinder, and it's much lighter on resources. Let me bring up my waypoints, and I'm going to remove the skeleton spawner waypoint, and done. Because I don't need it anymore. But you can see here, I don't have to do anything. I just sit here and the experience will flow in. It's an automatic AFK experience point generator. I don't have to move. I don't have to press a button. I don't have to set up an auto clicker. Nothing. It's just here. And I can wander away and do whatever I want. The experience just flows in. As they fall in, the wolves will take care of them. So, yeah, Sculk is not a game changer. Not by any stretch of the imagination is it a game changer. It's just it's a new way to build something that you could already build, and it's not even that great a thing to build in the first place. It doesn't do as well as other better experience point generators. You can see that I'm still sitting around here after a couple of minutes, and I haven't even made level 30 yet. I will. It's not going to take all that long, and since you're AFK, it doesn't really matter. But that's the kind of thing that you're looking at. Now, another thing I want to point out is I put my portal here because having the portal here, and you can see that you can be rather far away and still get the experience coming in. Putting the portal this far away from the spawner, this is over 16 blocks away from it, and now the spawner doesn't. I'm not a dog person. I know that probably just horrified a lot of people, but I don't care. But by putting it more than 16 blocks away from the spawner, you prevent the spawner from producing more mobs, and being this far away makes it easier to collect. Being this far away makes it easier to be in this area, so you can build a little enchanting area here. Like eventually I'll put some bookshelves and an enchanting table in here, and then I'll come in here and do some enchanting and whatnot at a later point. And that's all there is to that. That's what that is. And now I'm going to jump back into my Nether portal, and I'm going to head back over to the base, and I'm going to put a bunch of stuff away, and then we'll move on to episode number 84. And in episode 84, we'll continue the to-do list. And if I can stay on track and get at least one thing done from the to-do list on each episode, then we'll be done with the to-do list by episode 90, and then we can fuck around and do some... Aha! Hold on. So the Nether is down there. There we go. Awesome. So I put that back. And that's what it needs to be. So yeah, there's your skeleton AFK farm. That works. And I'm going to go back to the to-do list in the next episode, which is, first of all, looking for a piglin bastion, which means heading back into the Nether, and the piglin barter farm. If you recall, I mentioned earlier that iCraft MC has some good stuff, And he actually has a design for a piglin barter farm, so I'm going to go take a look at that and maybe build that one and give him the credit and all of that sort of thing. I do need to figure out how to build a ghast farm. I have seen a couple of designs that rely on flying machines sweeping the ghasts back and forth, but those also rely on wither roses to kill the ghasts. So I'm not sure what I want to do. Maybe I could use wolves on those too. That's an interesting thought. I wonder if a wolf will attack a ghast. I wonder what the ghast will do if a wolf attacks it. I wonder if that's even a meaningful way to design this sort of thing. I don't know. I'll come up with something. I got to look around. I got to see some different designs for ghast farms. And once we can collect about we only need like a dozen ghast tiers. And that's not going to be that difficult. I can just make a spawning platform on the Nether roof. And if I make it far enough away, then I just have to walk over there. And then ghasts will spawn and I can go woohoo and shoot the ghasts. And that will probably get me enough stuff. But yeah, that's where we're going to leave it. Do the little YouTube dance, like, comment, subscribe, all of that shit, and hit the bell icon if you want to be notified. And okay, bye.